Good morning. Time to make the coffee. Today's flavor is my favorite, chocolate raspberry barissimo, and I'm going to have it with chocolate raspberry creamer. That's a lot of chocolate raspberry going on. I have 4 left after this, and then I'll have to go on a quest to find a new favorite. So sometimes that happens in life. You have a favorite and something happens, whether it's with a relationship or with a coffee or with something you love to eat, and then something happens and you can't have it anymore. So then you have to go on a quest to find your new favorite. So I've been doing that all my life. It seems like every time I find something that I really, really like, it gets discontinued. I don't know why. It's not because it's not popular. But anyway, such is life. And it forces us to change. It forces us to get out of our little boxes that we put ourselves in. Our comfort boxes. So then we find a new comfort box down the road. Well, today it's still in the 20s this morning. It's really cold. But the rest of the week, except for one day, it's supposed to be warmer. So it's going to be on a little bit of an uptick as far as the weather goes, and I'm looking forward to that. It's still too early to start doing things in my yard because I still have things to do inside. So anyway, upward and onward. I'm meandering my way through my chores, which is how I like to do it at this point in time. So I'm very glad that I don't have a lot of other things on my plate right now other than fixing up my home to my liking, and then I'll be having my windows put in, which will be a big project because I have to take a whole bunch of stuff apart again. It seems like I'm always ripping things apart. So I guess it's a transition. We all have transitional periods, and sometimes they can be painful. It's like when you're giving birth. Well, not exactly, but you know, you go into that transition phase where it's really intense. That's the phase I'm in right now. I'm in transition. So, okay, enough of the tomfoolery. Let's have some coffee. Put plenty of creamer in there, but not so much that it's too watery. And let's give it a taste. Cheers. Very good. I think I prefer it just with the chocolate caramel creamer, though. But the chocolate raspberry creamer is good, too. So, okay. I'm going to enjoy my coffee, and I'll meet you at the budget book. Okay, here I am back at the budget book with my red marker. All right. So yesterday I did spend money again. I went on Amazon. I was looking for something very particular. I was looking for something to put on my bedroom windows after I have them replaced. And right now I have mini blinds up there. And I'm getting rid of all the mini blinds, well, like 95% of the mini blinds in my house. In my living room, I have the wider blinds, which is fine because they're not that hard to clean. But the mini blinds, they're such dust catchers. And when you go to clean them, they bend and they flop around, and, you know, it's just a big project. So what I'm looking for is just an old-time roller shade, because I'm going to be putting shears up in front, shears that I've had, they're lace. So I didn't want anything too much on that window. I don't want drapes. I don't want anything heavy. So I'll just be having the shears and the roller blind. So I hope I like it, but I was just looking for a plain white roller shade. So I ended up getting the corded kind. I've never had those before. I mean, way back when, we always had the pull-up ones. But a lot of times what happened with those, the mechanism would break, and then you couldn't put them upright anymore. So anyway, I ended up buying 2 of those. But my goodness, roller blinds are expensive. I never realized. So I hope I like them. I was going to get the blackout ones. But then I thought, no, I just got the light filtering ones. I don't want anybody to be able to see into my bedroom for obvious reasons. But I thought I actually enjoy waking up to a little bit of sunshine and light coming into my bedroom. So I opted for the light filtering. So I hope I like them, and I hope they fit. So what my thoughts are, the fellows that are redoing my window, I'm going to ask him if he could maybe hang up those blinds for me. I mean, he's not a handyman, he's a roofer and a window guy, but he does other things too. He's replacing the wood around my windows. So I'm sure it wouldn't take him any time at all, and it would take me who knows how long. I could do it, but, once they're in there and doing their thing, I'm going to ask him if I pay him a little extra, if he could do that for me. So we'll see. If not, then I'll either try it myself, or I'll get Don or Dan to see if they can come and do it. Anyway, another thing that I'm running up against here, I got all the tiles for around my fireplace that I'm redoing painted black. And I was kind of, before I started with this, it was kind of like, I hope those colors of black match, because black isn't black isn't black. They all have varying degrees of darkness. They have varying degrees of shine. So the ones that I painted with the paint that I bought, which is just acrylic craft paint, they don't really match. They're much more dull than the ones around the fireplace. So I ended up ordering this couple of the little craft paints, and it's a metallic black. So now I have to wait until that comes, and then I'm just going to paint all the tiles. It didn't take me long to paint them, but I was hoping that I would only have to paint the ones that were gray and white black. But as I thought, they don't match. So, and I don't want to do a bad job, because then when I'm sitting in my chair, I'll be looking at it going, that doesn't match. I really don't like that. It's just the way it is. So, but those were like, what were they? $1 something a piece. Not expensive. So I'm waiting for that paint to come, and I hope I like it. If not, I'll just have to paint them all a more dull black. But I'm hoping to kind of get the look of ironwork around the fireplace. So that didn't break the bank. I did find some roller shades at a decent price. So we'll see when they get here if I like them. If not, I'll send them back. I have no qualms about returning things to Amazon. The UPS store isn't far from here, so I just pack it up, print my label, and send it off. And I've never really had a problem with returning things. When I bought the blinds and the paint was free and the blinds were about half off because I had a gift card and also points. That's why I like to use my Amazon credit card and pay it off now every month, because then I get the points and I get some free stuff sometimes, and sometimes I just get some money off. So that's another big help when you're trying to save money. But you do have to be a little bit disciplined and not overspend so that you can still pay off your Amazon account every month. So that's how I work with that. So altogether, the 2 blinds and the paint came to like $34, which I didn't think was bad at all. So I'm trying to use a combination of things that I have that I still like, getting some new things that go with what I have in order to create a certain look. Now, some people, they aren't as picky about their decor as I am. To me, something has to be aesthetically pleasing, whether that's my room decor or my organization things. I like it all to be a little bit cohesive, but that's just me. Otherwise, it bothers me. And I don't know if that's the artistic part of me that comes out with that. But anyway, it is what it is. I know myself, and I know what makes me happy, and that's what I do. And that's what we should all do that. We should all do what makes us happy. And it doesn't matter what anybody thinks, if they don't like your decor, if they don't like how you spend your money, whatever it is. It's your life. You do you. So anyway, yep. Fix It Up February has turned into a red month. All right. Well, I'll be back. All right, here's the paint I bought yesterday at Walmart. I got the big bottle. I bought 2 of them. Now this is acrylic paint, and acrylic paint dries rather quickly. So sometimes you have to work fast with acrylic paint. So I just have this cheap little brush that I bought at Mark's last week. And all I'm doing is painting my tiles. Now I have white ones and gray ones. The gray ones are pretty easy to cover. The white ones are going to need 2 coats, and I'm just stippling that in there because it's textured. And that's it. I'm going to let them dry, and I may have to put a second coat on. I'm not sure. But that's what I'm doing today. I want to get these tiles painted so I can get this stuff off my dining room table and get that room back in order. Now these gray ones you don't have to be as careful with to cover every little nook, but the white ones, they really show through if you don't cover them. But it's what I could find, so that's what I bought. And sometimes you need more paint than other times. That's why I bought 2 containers of paint. But I think this will do very nicely, and it won't take me long to glue these on. So there we go. I'm going to get to it. And hopefully I can finish all of these by this afternoon. All right. Project for the day. Fast forward to the next day, which is Sunday now. I painted these on Saturday. So these are all the tiles I painted. Now these are the tiles that I originally got that were black. And as you can see, they don't match at all. So I either have to paint these all like this, but that's not the look I'm really going for. So that's why I bought the metallic paint on Amazon. And I also bought a gloss black. So I'm trying to get them all to match, but I'm going to have to paint them all. But this wasn't a waste of time because, you know, doing more than one coat would be fine. So, still working on the fireplace. I mean, it's been very inexpensive to do this project, but it is a little bit of work. But as you can see, this is much shinier than this. So if I don't like the metallic black, which I think I'll like it, it has a little tiny bit of a gold shimmer to it, which would go really well with the fireplace because I have the mirror that has the gold and the sconces that have the gold. So I don't know, we'll see. It's a work in progress. All right, well, one of these days I'll get this done. No hurry. Slow living is great. Good morning again. Cheers. Finishing up my coffee with you. Today I wanted to talk a little bit. I've been thinking about this. I wanted to talk about making mistakes. And in all the years I've been on this earth, I've made my share of mistakes. Whether it came to relationships or decorating my home or the friends I've chosen or not chosen, opportunities missed. There's all kinds of mistakes that you can make, but it's fine. It's part of life. It's the lessons that we need to learn, whatever they are. It's specific to each one of us. And sometimes some of the mistakes you make are correctable. Some of the mistakes you make are not so much. But that doesn't mean we have to be stuck in that mistake. We can move on and do something else. If it's a relationship, maybe you tend to pick people that you're not compatible with. And I'm not just talking about romantic relationships. I'm talking about friendships. Sometimes you invest more into a relationship or a friendship than they do. And you spend your whole relationship trying to please people. And that's a mistake, in my opinion. That's a mistake. Because we all have our own agenda as long as it's not hurting anybody. We need to follow our own agenda too. And if the person that you're in the friendship or in the romantic relationship with isn't willing to go along with your agenda as well as their own agenda, then that's probably not the right person for you. You're not compatible with that person. The same thing goes with pretty much everything. You know, when you're searching around in life for things that make you happy, I think one of the most important things is compatibility. Is this person or is this thing compatible with you? Like some of the things in my home are no longer compatible with me for whatever reason. Either I don't like it or it no longer, I'm no longer able to take care of it. So it's no longer compatible with me and with my needs. Now, I'm not saying that you should be so selfish that you're not taking other people's wants and needs into consideration. Of course, of course not. You have to give and take in any situation. But, like for instance, you all know, I'm redecorating my home, and I'm doing it on the cheap. And sometimes when you're doing it on the cheap, you don't have the money to buy exactly what you want. So you try different things. Now, let's say, you buy, I don't know, a cabinet at a thrift store, or on Marketplace, and you have a vision in your head of how you want that cabinet to look. Well, once you get it in your home, it may not either fit, or it may be more work than what you thought, and you can't return it. I've made many of those mistakes where I've gotten things that I bought instead of something that I really wanted and couldn't afford. So I try to jerry-rig things, and most of the time it works out great. I usually don't have a problem. But then there's those times where it doesn't work out so great. And then it's sitting there, and it makes you unhappy to keep looking at it. So even though you spent money on it, and it's probably best to get those things out of your life. I've had a lot of things that I thought, oh, that would be great. And you know, sometimes it sits in the box for a while, and then by the time you get around to using it, it's like, oh, that's not at all what I thought it was. But you can't return it anymore because it's past the 30 days or whatever. So there it sits. So what I've been trying to do is just letting go of those things, and I'm trying to think of those things as a way of giving to other people, because I know there's somebody out there that would be a perfect match for. The same thing with letting go of relationships. If you're stuck in a relationship with somebody that you're not compatible with, you're not doing yourself a favor, and actually you're not doing them a favor either. Because I'm sure there's somebody out there that would be tickled pink to be in a relationship with that person. That doesn't mean that, you know, you're at fault or they're at fault, but you're just not compatible. So in my idea, if something is constant work, whether it's maintaining things in your house, constantly cleaning things, constantly having to look after things, or a relationship that's too much work, it's probably not the right relationship for you. And so, obviously, I practice what I preach because I'm not in a relationship, nor do I want to be. I'm perfectly happy, at least not at this time in my life. Now, that's not saying down the road, if I happen to run into Mr. Compatible, I wouldn't rethink my thoughts. But I'm not searching, I'm not looking, I'm perfectly happy in my own house by myself. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about that because I'm guilty of it, I'm sure we all are, of how we keep trying to fit a square peg in a round hole, and it's just not fitting, and we're constantly unhappy, we're constantly butting our heads and trying to make it fit, and no matter what you do, it may kind of fit for a while, but then it pops right out of the hole again, and you know, there you go. So compatibility in anything in your life, I believe, is important to just be happy. And there's nothing wrong with making mistakes along the way. You know, for instance, my tiles that I'm painting. I had to buy this paint at Walmart. It's matte black, and I was looking for gloss. And I thought, geez, you know, I don't want to go to 20 stores, so I need to get some paint on those tiles before I do anything. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can, you know, work with it. So I painted the tiles that needed to be painted, and I would have to paint all the other tiles if I wanted to go with a matte black. Well, that's not what I'm looking for. But this was not a waste of money, because you can always use a matte black paint to paint something, even if it's a picture or, you know. And so I have 2 of these, but they weren't expensive. They were around $4 each. So I don't feel like that was a waste of money. That's something that maybe future me might be able to use. So, but it's not really what I wanted. So now I'm going to try it. Since I have to paint all the tiles anyway, I thought, well, I'm going to get some paint that I really will probably like. And that way I won't have to do it again, because otherwise you're constantly redoing and redoing and redoing. And it makes a lot of work for yourself. So anyway, to me, part of slow living is trying different things. Simple living is trying different things, and then if they don't work out, it's not a big deal. You just sort of move on from it. You know, use your God-given brain and think of a plan B or C or D or however many plans you need to make until you find that thing or that person that you're happy with. Now, I know another person cannot make you happy. Happiness comes from within yourself, but another person can make you pretty miserable. I mean, let's face it. Let's call a spade a spade. And it's true. Another person can make you pretty miserable. So, yeah, just keep trying new things. Keep making mistakes. It's fine. You know, it's not, most mistakes that you make don't hurt anybody else. I mean, be careful about that. Try not hurting other people. If it's something negative or not nice, keep it in your head. Don't let it come out of your mouth. Don't do anything that you'll regret down the road. But anyway, I just wanted to talk a little bit about that, because sometimes I think about these things and it's like, yeah, I did this wrong, so I'm going to try this. Oh, that didn't work, so I'm going to try that. And eventually I get there. I get it done. So anyway, still working on my simplifying and slow living, and you gotta go through a lot of mess and things and purging and thinking about things, because I'm not just throw the baby out with the bath kind of person. I have to analyze things, and I'm not very impulsive. I just, not that I analyze everything, you know. I'm impulsive in some things, like, okay, I don't want to, somebody called me for lunch and I'm doing this. Well, okay, I'm going to go to lunch. So if you call that impulsive, then that. But I'm talking about, you know, I'm not going to go through my house and get rid of everything just because it's easier than actually thinking about what I want to do and how I want to use something. So anyway, I just wanted to talk a little bit about that. And what do you guys think? Do you just impulsively do whatever? Or do you give things a lot of thought? Do you get really freaked out if you make a mistake? Or do you just kind of go with the flow and go on to the next thing? I mean, like Bob Ross always said, there are no accidents, only, there are no, let me back up, there are no mistakes, only happy accidents. And he was so right. Bob Ross was a very, very smart man. He was very wise. If you're ever stressed, go on, I don't know if he's on YouTube or, I think so, but go watch some of his videos and it'll calm you right down. All right, well, I'll be back later and I'll either sign off or keeping my meals very simple. I'm trying to use some of the food up that's already prepared. Like I have a pot pie in there, vegan chicken pot pie that I want to eat up. So, and I have the salad. So I'm not cooking a whole lot. I'm just trying to use up and make space in my refrigerator and freezer. So anyway, go make as many mistakes as you have to and move on from it and don't worry about it. Well, this morning I had bought these at Mark's a few days ago. They were $1. They're normally like $3, between $3 and $4. Really nice, the Bistro Duo. And this is still looking pretty good. I bought 2 of them, but some of them are starting to get a little funny. So what I'm doing now is I'm sorting through both packs, and I'm putting paper towels in between layers so that if some of these go bad, it won't ruin the whole thing. It'll go on the paper towel. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm also putting together some for dinner tonight because I don't want to waste this. It's really good. I've been enjoying it. So that's what I'm doing to save money this morning. I'm going through my lettuce and my produce and trying to preserve it even longer. All right, trying not to waste money. I'm spending money, but I'm trying not to waste money. My kitchen TV fixed itself. I haven't had it on for a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, and I turned it on this morning and it's working. This is an older, very old TV actually. It's at least, I don't know, 15 years old maybe? I don't know. Anyway, it's an Emerson and it still works. So I'm watching a little bit of YouTube this morning, fixing up my lettuce. So I'm glad I don't need yet another new TV. I'm doing a little food prep. Made up a salad for tonight. Lots of different things in there. Some of the $1 salad, carrots, celery, onion, pepper, a little bit of red cabbage. So I think that looks good. Then I'm also making a couple things ahead. Cutting up some celery. And again, I have cabbage, peppers, carrots, onions, and this will be for a stir fry. So I want to finish that. I have some prepared rice that I want to eat up since I'm not cooking much. I want to use some of my pantry staples up because I'm going to be busy the next few days. So this will be for stir fry. And then here I have these sheets of seaweed. They're seasoned seaweed. They're really good. I like them. And they're very, very thin sheets. They're meant to be a snack, but they have a seaweed fishy taste. So I chopped up about 4 of those. And again, chopped up veggies. What I want to do is make like a faux tuna salad out of that. So I thought I would include the seaweed sheets. They're very nutritious. And, you know, tuna is fishy. So I'm going to go ahead and make that. I have some canned vegan tuna that I want to try and use this with. Alright, here it is. It's this, sorry it's upside down, it's tuna, and this one is lemon, what is it, lemon pepper? I mean, on its own it doesn't blow my socks off. It's kind of, but I figured I'll make a tuna salad out of it. So I'm going to go ahead and put that all in. And then I want to let this sit in the fridge for at least a day. So I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons of mustard or mayo. Not too much. Maybe a tablespoon and a half, 2 tablespoons. It's actually sort of to taste. And I'm going to add some dill relish. You can also add dill pickles, But I like to keep this on hand. You guys know that have been with me for a while. And then I also have this dill mustard, and that's from Walmart. It's really good. I like it. Not too much. That should be enough. Can always add more. And that's it. And the reason I want to let this sit in the fridge is so some of that seaweed flavor can permeate the tuna salad, not tuna. Because to me it doesn't taste very much like tuna. Like I said, tuna has a very fishy flavor to me. And I always liked tuna. I think that's why some people don't like it. Now you can drain that. As a matter of fact, I would suggest draining the tuna. So I'm going to also add some salt and pepper. And of course, you make your tuna salad however you like. And then I might even add a boiled egg to this. But for now, I can do that tomorrow when I go to eat it. Here it is. Let me give it a taste. Pretty good. All right. That's it for my cooking today. I made a couple of not chicken tenders that I'll be adding to my salad, along with microwaved potato, because I need to use those up. And that'll be a hearty meal. I'm going to add some cheese, and that will be my dinner for tonight. All right. Okay, my friends. I'm going to go relax a little bit. And this is the roasted seaweed snacks. If anybody's interested, it's from Kirkland, from Costco. And you get a lot of packages. I forget how much it was. But I really like it. I think it has a good flavor. So you could also add this if you make the chickpea faux tuna salad. You could add this to that too if you want it to have a little bit more of a seafood taste. Because chickpeas don't really taste like seafood. So that's what I add a lot to seafood, is either that or Dolt's flakes or kelp. I can add that too. So all kinds of things that you can add to make things taste a little bit more like seafood. So all right, my friends, that's all I have for you today. I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. God bless you. And I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. Don't forget to share. And thanks for watching.